Did you know that people who always try to fix everyone around them are actually running from something deep inside themselves? Stay with me because what you are about to hear will completely change how you see that one person in your life who always has a solution for everything. We all know someone like this, the friend who jumps in before you even finish your sentence, the family member who cannot sit still when there's a problem in the room, the colleague who turns every conversation into a strategy session. At first glance, they seem like the most helpful, generous people in the world. And sometimes they are, but psychology tells us there's almost always something much deeper going on beneath that helpful surface. Because here's the truth that most people never realize. Fixing others is not always about the other person. Sometimes it's entirely about the fixer themselves. To understand why someone becomes a fixer, we have to go back to where it all begins. Most fixers learn this behavior as children. Imagine a child growing up in a home where there was constant tension. Maybe the parents fought a lot. Maybe there was financial stress or emotional chaos. That child quickly learns one thing. If I can just make everything okay, the pain will stop. So they start fixing. They become the peacemaker, the responsible one, the kid who holds everything together. Psychologists call this the parentified child. And that role does not disappear when they grow up. It follows them into every relationship, every friendship, every workplace. Because their brain learned early that their value comes from solving problems, not from simply existing. Here's where it gets really interesting. Fixers are not just being helpful, they're managing their own anxiety. When something is broken or someone is hurting, a fixer feels deeply uncomfortable, not just for the other person, but inside themselves. That discomfort feels unbearable to them. So what do? They fix it, because the moment the problem is solved, that uncomfortable feeling goes away. Psychologists call this anxiety-driven helping. It looks like kindness from the outside, but from the inside, it's actually a coping mechanism. The fixer is not just solving your problem, they're escaping their own emotional discomfort. Think about it this way. If you feel genuinely calm and okay when everything around you is falling apart, you're probably a healthy helper. But if you feel restless, anxious, and almost desperate to find a solution, you might be a fixer. This one is hard to hear, but it's important. Fixing is often about control. When life feels unpredictable and uncertain, the fixer feels powerless. And powerlessness is one of the most uncomfortable feelings a human being can experience. So they do what they know how to do. They take control by solving, fixing, advising, and managing everything around them. It gives them a sense of stability in a world that feels chaotic. But here's the problem. You can't actually control other people or their choices. And when the fixer realizes their help is not wanted or their solution didn't work, they don't just feel disappointed, they feel deeply threatened. Because in their mind, if they can't fix things, what are they even worth? Being a fixer sounds exhausting, right? Because it is. Fixers carry everyone else's problems on their back while quietly ignoring their own. They put everyone first and themselves last. And they do this not because they don't have needs, but because somewhere along the way, they learn that their own needs don't matter as much. Over time, this creates a very painful imbalance. They give and give and give. And then one day they look around and realize nobody is fixing them. That moment is usually when fixers either break down completely or finally start to heal. Because they finally see the pattern they've been living in for years or even decades. Now, here's something really important that most people get wrong. Not every helpful person is a fixer. There's a massive difference between healthy helping and compulsive fixing. A healthy helper offers support and then steps back. They respect that the other person has the power to solve their own problems. They feel good when they help, but they don't fall apart when their help is refused. A fixer, on the other hand, cannot step back. They feel personally responsible for other people's emotions and outcomes. They give advice that wasn't asked for. They feel anxious when others don't take their suggestions. And deep down, they believe that if they stop fixing things, everything will fall apart. One comes from love, the other comes from fear, and that difference changes everything. If you see yourself in any of this, don't feel ashamed. This pattern developed because at some point in your life, it kept you safe. It was your survival strategy, but you don't have to carry it forever. The first step is awareness, simply noticing when you feel that urge to jump in and fix. Ask yourself, am I doing this because it's genuinely needed, or am I doing this because sitting with discomfort feels impossible? The second step is learning to tolerate discomfort. When something is broken and you resist the urge to fix it immediately, that uncomfortable feeling you get is actually your healing process beginning. And the third step is the most powerful one. Start fixing yourself. Fixers are incredible at solving problems for others, but they rarely turn that same energy inward. Imagine what your life could look like if you directed even half that problem-solving energy towards your own dreams, wounds, and growth. If this video made you think about someone in your life or even about yourself, that's psychology doing its job. Give this video a like if you found it valuable. And if you want to keep understanding the hidden reasons behind why people do what they do, subscribe to Psychology You Didn't Know. We break down the human mind in ways that actually make sense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, and remember the most important person you can ever fix is yourself.